What's up, bitches? Yeah, buddy. Oh, hey guys, I just got back home from a little bike ridey rides, hence the awesome little, I like to call this the lazy man's scarf right here. It's good. It gets all kinds of sex with the boobs. Tkyo-Sam starts out with, this scarf is great. It gets all the sex with the boobs. Anyway, I am here just hanging up my wet laundry here. One of the things you gotta have if you're gonna be here in Tokyo in the middle of winter, or at least the start of winter like right now, is you gotta have long sleeve big fat guy t-shirts, and of course you gotta have underneath that heat tech. So I was just gonna do a really I wanted to do a long ramble today about why Japanese winters suck but how they're not so bad, because what is it, like I'm hanging these shirts up in my house right now, right? Because I could hang them outside, but then I have to go all the way to the second floor. And you know how us fat people are when it comes to going to the second floor, right? You do. Don't lie. Don't lie. We all got a little bit of fat in us. Anyway, let's go grab this really quick. Yoink. By the way, you guys like my Matrix setup here? It's pretty awesome, huh? That's the TV. That's not on right now. Anyway, let's go see what we got here. Still not boiling yet. Take this out here. You guys have seen my, you've seen this kitchen before in one of my Tkyo-Sam Eats videos, Tkyo Eats. And right now I am boiling water to put into this thing, to put under those covers right over there, underneath the desk. So, yep, it's starting to boil now, nice. Where to place this son of a bitch? Maybe right here? Okay, that works really well. So anyway, even like right now, I'm wearing a heat tech. Check this out. I got a heat tech shirt underneath my normal long sleeve shirt. I like it. It's cool. I like it. It's fun. You know, your father, he gave me this watch. That's not a watch. Why are you talking like Christopher Walken? You know what? You remind me of a guy I killed back in Vietnam. But anyway, you gotta be prepped for winter, guys. Have to have tea mugs. You gotta have that. You gotta drink stuff. Tkyo-Sam 2016. You gotta drink stuff. You gotta drink stuff, guys. This is great. You can get this at any 100 yen store, except they are not 100 yen. You can get 100 yen smaller versions of this, but this one right here was 500 yen. And I guess it's made with some kind of special plastic so you don't get too burnt when you wear this. Now, normally, when you use this, oh, it's starting to look pretty boily over here. Check this out. Fucking Captain Boils over here. Go Boil Ranger. Getting all kinds of steamy. Making all kinds of boil steamy gains. So, anyway, the do's and don'ts of winter in Japan are pretty simple. You know, it's unlike Murkaland, like in New York and fucking in Colorado, we all had central heating. So this wasn't a big issue, you know? But coming back home to, especially to a Japanese house, I don't remember how much the heat was back home because it was like 10 years ago, but I remember it not being too bad. And I remember the heat for our house, or at least my apartment, in college with my buddy, it wasn't too bad. But we did live in a housing complex, if that makes any differences. Now time to fill this fucker up. You gotta have this first. But anyway, in Japan they only have like empty fucking rooms, right? And they don't have any central heating within the house. So you have to buy little things like this. Check this out. You have to buy a thing like this. Do you see that? See that thing a little right there? This thing. This motherfucker right here. This is called JLPT 1 equals job. Man, that is so old. Fuck. It's like a 3-year-old fucking... Okay, anyway. So, this is a gas heater. It's hooked into my fucking gas hose right there. And this is amazing. You just click that. And unlike an air conditioner, like that one over there, it keeps the room, it turns the room really warm really fast. So let's pour this shit into here really quick. Go cell phone ranger. on the wet towel. That's probably going to be good for the phone. Plastic bag saves all. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Oh yeah, stuff right in there, Billy. Okay. Does that work, kind of? It kind of works? You son of a bitch, phone. I'm going to kill you. But after I love you tenderly. Because you're a good phone. I treat you right. Okay. Come on. Come on. Dude, you fucking... Okay, from now on, the hot water bottle's down there. Now, I remember last time I made the fucking cooking video of Yumi. Everyone's like, what the hell, man? Here, let's pop that here. You can see shit here, right? Okay. Everyone was always complaining when I was filming shit of Yumi. They're like, we would have liked it if we could have seen your food. Well, guess what? This ain't food, but we're filling up this hot water bottle. Why? Because shit is expensive in Japan, guys. Utilities are fucked. So, anyway, we gotta use the funnel here. I'm only gonna pour a little bit of this in here, so you guys can't... Oh, man. It's so wet. Gotta dry the shit out of this. So just pour it in, like so. Okay. So there's the fucking little demonstration. But I gotta pour this in the sink. Because it's a lot more sexual that way. Anyway, pop this over here. Boom. So that way, if I accidentally spill any of this water, it goes in the sink instead of all over the counter. So anyway, guys, because utilities are so expensive in Japan, because they're so expensive in Japan, you gotta find ways to stay warm. Japanese people are great at being super kitschy, or as English speakers like to say, they like to be real big cheapskates about all this. And so this is one great way to save money, because you just pop this fucking boiling hot water bottle underneath your fucking couch or wherever you are with this, your bed. Most people use this for their bed, but when I sleep with this, it's a little too hot. And just like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is a little too hot, and this is a little too wrath. And so this is one great way to save some money, is you just put this under your covers and you put on something warm up top. As you can see, I'm like, I'm wearing two, check this out, hot sexy bitches. I'm wearing heat tech right under here, and I'm wearing just a normal shirt. Fun little behind the scenes thing for this. This shirt was actually my swimming shirt when I went to the gym for 5 seconds. Let's go put this towel up in the bathroom really quick to dry. Yeah, this was my swimming shirt when I was a fucking... open that door. When I swam, when I had a gym membership for 5 seconds here in Japan. Pop this fucker. Ugh. Ew, my foot got all wet. Fucking everything. Everything's against me, guys. Okay, so... But then I quit that gym because I got sick and tired of having to change my clothes every single time I went and tried to get a fucking... Because in the gyms here, private gyms at least, if you show that you have tattoos, they can automatically revoke your membership. And that fucking sucks. So, get the tea. Get the tea here. This is great. Jasmine cha. 1,000 liters. It's awesome. It's $1. Yeah, guys, don't buy the bottles also when you come to Japan. You can buy the bottle drinks, but this is 1,000 liters. You can just sip it with a straw. Fucking awesome. Anyway, so in Japan, how are you gonna do's and don'ts of winter, ramble, whatever the fuck, and oh, that got all light. So, if you want to save money, why is it getting so light? Ooh, bright, like Satan. Satan's in my phone. Anyway, if you guys want to save money, hot water bottle is the way to go. You just boil some water for 8 minutes. Boom, pop it in the bottle. Boom, boom, boom. You're ready to go. Hot sex with the boobs. Let's put this over back here first. Okay. Ugh. Okay. So, anyway, let's grab this fucker. Oh, it's hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Close the door. Turn off the light. Shaky cam. Shaky hot sex cam. Come on. Come on, baby. Sign the treaty. I'll suck your dick. Oh, Mr. President. Okay. Now I'm going to pop this down here. And normally you should have a cover over it, like that pink thing right over there. But since I have my socks on, it's not too bad. So I'm not even going to bother covering it because my socks are going to protect my feet from getting too burnt. But, yeah, anyway, heat tech is the way to go, guys. I don't even know how I survived before heat tech. Because heat tech is amazing. It's a cheap fucking cloth. Even for a fat fuck like me, I can get a nice cloth like this. Shirts and long underwear. Oh man, that's warm. Oh, like Dumb and Dumber. When like fucking Jim Carrey was like, oops, and he's all peeing and he's like, oh. You know, he's like, just go, man. Just go. And then Jeff Daniels does. And then he's just like, oh, that's warm. It's like that. So anyway, what else can you do to keep warm here in Japan? What are you doing, brightness? Stop it. There you go. So, Heat Tech 1, hot water bottle 2. This scarf thing too. I love this scarf. They were like, what if we wanted to sell scarves to lazy people? Well, we could just make a scarf that you don't have to wrap around your head, that just goes right on your neck. And that's what they did. I have also right here, this is my desk area. That's my workout area, which I use so often. There's my books, there's my closet area, and then there is my bed right over there. So my room is kind of set up in square, so I have open space right there in the room, right? Now, because of that, I am always trying to like conserve just space, energy, whatever the fuck, right? Now, when I first came to Japan though, it wasn't like that, okay? I would just turn on my heater. Well, I have a lot of horror stories about being cold in Japan. I think this would be a great time to tell you guys about it, because they were seriously fucked up, guys. I mean, in the first apartment I went to, it was about a 1 LDK? No, it was a 2DK. Okay, like in Japan they have like all these different room types for their apartments, right? The place I moved into was a 2DK, which means 2 rooms and a dining room. But mine had this weird thing where the wall was like, you could move it, like you can basically open up the dining room and the extra room into one big room. And I ended up never using my tatami room because my computer and my heater were in the, like, you know, I originally was trying not to use the air conditioner because I grew up in poor black America, where my mom wouldn't let me use the air conditioner because it cost money. And when shit was cold, or when it was hot or cold in America, or hot in America, my mom wouldn't let me use any of the appliances. So you just had to deal because that was too expensive. So when I moved over to Japan, I thought it was, you know, the same thing, too expensive, right? So, anyway, so that was the deal, right? So I came here and I'm like, I can't spend all that money on these things, so I just tried to tough it out. But the thing is that when you move to Japan, you don't have that much stuff with you. So this time around at my house, like, I actually have, you can't really see, but there's 2 blankets over there. 2 really thick blankets. And I don't know about you guys, but I sleep on my stomach. And so when I sleep on my stomach, one, because it's comfortable, and 2, because I don't snore. And I've learned of past girlfriends that you should not snore. So I was never a guy who really slept on his back. Even when I wasn't fat, which was a billion years ago, I still had kind of sleep apnea. So I learned to sleep on my stomach. If you have sleep apnea and you sleep on your stomach, usually you're not going to have trouble breathing. So anyway, because of that shit, when I sleep though, the covers cover my whole body, except I sleep like this. Do you guys sleep like that? I usually have a pillow right here, and I usually have like a pillow here, and then like I crunch up on another pillow, something like that. But my hands are exposed, so I actually have like a hoodie over there that I cover over. I use it, so I open up the, like, I use the head opening, and I use the bottom opening of the hoodie. I wrap my hands in that, and I go to sleep like that without the heater on. It's cold, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's just simply preparing yourself for the cold, guys. I mean, Tokyo is not Hokkaido. But you got to remember is that I like, as long as it's not raining or snowing, I want to ride my motorbike everywhere. I love my motorbike. I love riding it. It's so fun. 250cc Yamaha, baby. Yeah, buddy. And so, anyway, so, you got to stay warm. And so the ways I do it in my house, so like I used to do, when I first came to Japan, I didn't have a heater, and since I had that mentality of Mama always told me not to use a heater, I didn't try to use a heater for the longest time, and it was just so goddamn cold. Until I finally broke in and I got a heater, and then by that time I didn't realize that, like, you know, I was like, I'm so cold in my house, I don't have that many covers, I'm sleeping in my clothes, what the fuck? And I realized, like, you know, that you could finally, my friend came over and he's like, you can use an air conditioner like this. You can use one of them bad boys there, and that is an air conditioner and a heater. So I didn't know that. And so I'm just like, well, fuck, dude, shit. So I started using that, and I would turn it on all the time. I'd go to bed with it on. And you don't understand, it's like, you know, in Japan, you're going to get, even if you're not home a majority of the day, if you turn on one of those fuckers, it's going to be expensive. And if you turn on one of those gas fuckers I have over here, it's going to be expensive. Again, like investing in heat tech, double layers, covers. Like if you notice here, I have 2 covers right here. I'm sitting on the ground right now because even when I was a kid in America, like I'd always have like the sofa, the coffee table, like the TV. I'd always sit in between the coffee table and the sofa. I never really sit on the sofa because I need like something in front of me, this solid piece to like ride on or do whatever. So I'm very comfy, and also being fat is great because gravity doesn't hurt me that much. But I'm very comfy just sitting here right now, like on my, like I'm here, and I have usually during summer, even if it's summer, I have this blanket usually because I have my air conditioner on. And you know, growing up mostly in Colorado and some in New York, well, I mean back and forth, you know, summer, winter, it's like it was I still liked when I was at home in Colorado and just like it was cold. I feel like I could function in cold as long as it's like warm enough around me, and then I could function, right? So in Japan, like, you know, even like from like spring, autumn, I usually have 1 cover underneath this table. I got the idea from having a kotatsu, but I actually, kotatsu suck. I don't know about you guys, but I fidget too much when I'm underneath, like when I'm sitting down with my legs. It's just ADHD, fidget. And so there were a couple times where I burnt my leg on a fucking kotatsu. And if you guys don't know what a kotatsu is, it's basically a little floor table that has a heater in it and a blanket covering it. So unless you have the heater on, it's still pretty cold when you put your legs down there. And you know, you're gonna be able to bottle the heat a lot faster if you have your fucking actual blanket covering your legs, right? And so for winter, I don't just have 1 cover, I have 2. And sometimes when it gets really cold, usually in the morning, like from like 4 to 7-ish, it's really cold. So I have this big guy. This is a kakebuton, which is basically a giant comforter. And then you can just cover this. This was originally, I gave this to an old roommate, left this, and it still smells awesome. But then I gave it to my other new roommate that had moved in, and he already moved out too. But it was getting cold, and I realized I left this up in his room. So I came up there, and I got this, and I was like, oh man, this is really warm. And what I like to do is I like to wrap it around my body like this, and then I have like kind of like an armrest. You can see it here. I have kind of like an armrest here, and I can just put my hands on my fucking desk like this on the table, and it's a very, very good sex feeling in the sexual area with boners. And so anyway, also, so that's one. So like clothing wise, what are you gonna do to stay warm? Heat tech underpants, you know, long underwear, heat tech socks, heat tech long shirts. I love them. I stick by them. These aren't even heat tech, the ones I have under here. These are like a Chinese knockoff brand that were like 20% cheaper. And they work fine. Ugh. Also, I think having a... Let me break this out. Having a hat. I forgot, I think it was Seinfeld that I originally heard this on. But it's like, if you're covering... Let me take this hair clip out. Wah. Also, having long hair really keeps you warm too in winter, huh? Hashtag awesome. So put on the hat, wonk, and you can stay warm. You should have worn this from the beginning. Look like a sexy motherfucker. So anyway, so because of that shit, and also I ride on a motorcycle, and one of the best ways to not get cold from wind, if you're on like a motorcycle in winter, like I said, as long as it's not raining or snowing, I like to ride my motorcycle. So when I'm riding my motorcycle, it's just like I wear leather. This is a leather bag, pleather, and oh well, they're over there in the Gencon. But I have leather gloves and a leather jacket. It's awesome. It's like almost windproof for the most part, and it just feels good. Tony, feels good, yeah. But I what is it? Yeah, I mean, the one thing is that you got to be careful about is that if you're going to be warm, you need to be, what is it? You also need to have, you need to give yourself, like, breathable room. Like, this is kind of tight, but at the same time, I can roll this up, and I can open this area up a bit, so, like, I can fucking get some air in here, because most of the people here, they're, like, Japanese people are, like, I don't know. You ever watch that movie Gremlins? I'm not saying that they're tiny little creatures that change after you feed them after midnight. I'm just saying that gremlins were like these little lizard things that totally were fine working around in the fucking snow, and they're just naked, and they just, like, have their skin exposed. That's like Japanese people. Japanese people are gremlins. Tkyo-sam, November 2016. Gremlin, Japanese people are gremlins. Yeah, I think that, what is it? It's just like Japanese people, they don't need to wear that many layers, or at least they're good at handling that, because me, I am a giant pussy. I was wearing fucking like Tkyo-sam, November 2016. I'm a giant pussy. What is it? I was walking to the train station the other day. I'm talking to my buddy on the phone, just trying to kill some time before the fucking train gets there, right? And I see these little fucking kids, and they're just like sitting there, and they're all like, there's a little group of them, and like, half of them are wearing, like, skirt dresses, and the other half are wearing shorts. And I'm here wearing 2 layers of clothes, top and bottom, hat, gloves, jacket, the whole thing. And I'm like, no. Kids are hardcore, man. Don't fuck with kids. They'll fuck you up. So, Tkyo-sam. Quote, okay, I won't do it again. But anyway, so, let me get some tea here first. Dun, 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 dun. Smoke weed every day. So, another way I keep warm in my house here and during winter is, I have these. Actually, this is not a good example of that. Let's see if I have a better example. Yep. Here we go. These are dead too. It smells amazing though. Okay. Now, one thing I did, if you Tkyo-sam viewers love Tkyo-sam and would love to support Tkyo-sam, feel free to go and send me at my P.O. box here in Japan the wonderful things called Yankee candles. Oh, beach walk happiness. Oh, isn't that great? Oh my god, I'm just gonna stand for the rest of the video. That's all. Oh, okay, enough of that. But like seriously, these, I originally got these when I went to the army base with my buddy, and I was like, hey, I'll get this for girls. Let's see if girls like that. And yeah, girls seem to like this quite a bit. And then eventually I was like, hey, it's winter, it's cold. I want to have my room smell good too. But these are expensive. They're like 20 bucks. They last a good like 20 hours or so. They're not that bad. But yeah, you know, you gotta be a little careful about that. So instead, I got these just Japanese candles. This didn't come with a bottom for it, so I just stuck it in here. It's like that fucker now. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Les enfants terribles. Yep. So, anyway. Wah, wah, wah. Are you scared yet? Anyway, candles do make your room hotter. If you go online, they actually have, like, how to make your room hotter with candles and like a pottery pot. A flower pot, like a multiple flower pots and like metal spindles or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I want to try that one of these days, but I don't have tools like that. I'm not going to buy tools just so I can do that. Build like a tiny little like insulator heater at my home. But I do like these candles. This candle used to be this tall and it was about $6. And, you know, they do help warm your room a little bit if you get like at least 2 of them going. And also they just look cool. I mean, having an actual flame in your house, telling you guys, top of the tits, too gravy, bada bing, bada bam. But anyway, yeah, candles are great too. Way to save money. They have these little packets in Japan. Maybe you've seen them. They're called koroke, which is funny because koroke, hairo, koroke. I think they're koroke. I used to see them all the time when I was in ALT here in Japan, and basically they're like little like packets of sand that when you mix them, the chemicals get mixed together and they form this little pouch that's warm and you can rub it on your hands, rub it on your body. And it just seems kind of like a futile thing that you're like doing to be cool, to stick in with people. You know, to like be cool with the blacks, so to speak, Donald Trump style. But I never really liked those because one, they're like, I don't think they're really eco-friendly. And not that I give a shit about eco-friendliness, but you know, you gotta really you gotta pick and choose your battles. And for those things, I just I'd rather just bundle up and be warm in my house than do that. And I understand why. You gotta understand though, guys, I'm not a Japanese kid, and so Japanese kids or like adults, they have to put up with a lot more shit than a foreigner does in their country. So like, you know, they have to wear certain clothes on certain days to respect the law or whatever shit. And they also got to wear the same fucking school uniforms to school or whatever, right? And so, for me, I don't need to follow any of them goddamn rules. So, I am just, what is it? I am as happy as a pig in shit, or whatever you call it. I don't really need to follow those rules, so I just do whatever the fuck I want, and I wear whatever I want. And because I wear whatever I want, I'm warm when I go outside. AIDS. Ugh. So, whew, anyway, you know, how else do I keep warm? Mittens, invest in good mittens, or not mittens, gloves. I personally like these gloves right here. They've got the little spiny touches to them. They're fun. When it's not too cold, I wear these instead of my normal gloves. But you got to be careful. You got to make sure you got to wash them because they get dirty really easily. And it's easy to take your hands out and like rub your eyes or something if they get dry, like, you know, from riding your bike or whatever. So you got to wash them, guys. You got to be careful. But these little spots, they eventually do come off. But the great thing about these is that they're like $10 a pair. I used to have the ones that didn't have fingers on them when the iPhone first came out, and because they look cooler. But now I'm all about practicality versus style. Even though I'm still a little bit style here with that shit. I usually wear these, if it's cold enough at home, I wear these when I'm here at my computer because my hands do get cold while I'm doing that. But these are dirty, so I'm not going to wear these right now. They're going to go in the hamper. What? Bing. Damn it. Missed. Oh, well, whatever. It's all your fault. So, just go to someone. It's all your fault. So, what the? Who? Who are you? It's all your fault. Anyway. So, yeah. I don't know. What else? I like Japan because, unlike America land, there's a lot of places where you can get cheap alternatives to buying clothes. Right now, in Japan, especially if you're not a fat guy like me, if you're fat, you can still go to the one place that really sells fat clothes called Sakazen. If you look it up, S-A-K-A-Z-E-N, Japan, you'll find it. It's the only big guy shop. It's big and tall shop for all you tall motherfuckers. And you go there, you can have stuff. And my jacket, like everything that I bought there was usually on sale. They have a sale at least once a month. If you wait till then, you can get some really good shit. What else? What the fuck else? I mean, there's some other shit I wanted to say. I mentioned the candle, hot water bottle, investing in thick blankets, sitting on the floor, wrapping yourself up, heat tech. So, I mean, I mentioned the clothing stores because, guys, like, it's, in America, my mom, like, called me and she's like, I bought a jacket recently. And I'm like, so, and she's like, well, it was a really expensive jacket, but I got it for cheap. And like, she's like, you can't find those all the time, right? And I'm like, well, the thing here in Japan is like, you can always find a cheap deal. Clothes have never been really that expensive, unless you're buying a Giorgio Armani or whatever the fuck. For the most part, it's pretty cheap. I mean, I got this from the army base here. I mean, my friend got it from the army base, and I received it, blah, blah, blah. This was $3. This is way fluffier and warm. It bottles in the heat than everywhere. This was $20, this little fluffy neck thing, but I wear it all the time. I've had it for like 3 years. It's great for when you're riding your motorcycle because it just cuts it off right here, so your chin fat. I hate how some scarves, they go like this, and like, you know, you got this big fucking double chin, right? And it's like, when you're riding your bike, like your helmet's here, and like this part is covered, but then like this part right here is just exposed. And if you guys are from or have ever been to any place cold, you know that that one part of exposed skin, whether it be your pinky or your fucking ankle or whatever, if you're out in a snowstorm and you have everything but that covered, it's like seeing a piece of shit in Disneyland just stuck on your face all of the that you can't take off during the whole day you're there. Sure, you want to have fun and you're in this awesome place, but you still got shit on your face, you know? So, great analogy. 10 out of 10. 5 stars. Hot sex. Boobs. Boobs. What else? Yeah, I think when you go to work, since you're not Japanese, if you're a foreigner and you do come here, you probably can get away with wearing heat tech stuff all the time. If you're too cold, if you're a woman, good luck for you. Yeah, they have heat tech stockings now, which are great. Yeah, I think for the most part, that's all I have to say about the war in Vietnam. If you guys have any other questions about what it's like to be cold in Japan, feel free to write them down in the comments below, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this video. By the way, if you liked this video and you thought it was very helpful, why don't you give it a like and make sure to click that little bell button on the subscribe, right next to the subscribe little button thing over there. You'll get notified each time I make a video. And plus, I'll come over to your house and do sexy things to you. But that's not included. You have to play your cards right. You buy me dinner. I'm not a cheap girl, okay? Well, there you guys, Horace and Pete. Anyway, whatever. We're going to go out and you're going to listen to me talk for a couple things. You're going to buy me drinks. And also, guys, I guess if you want, I started a newsletter recently that's just going to tell updates about like what happened throughout this whole month in case you're busy, you got into your cave for a little fucking while, you didn't come back. You get a newsletter every once a month or so telling you what's been going on in Tkyo land, and also fun tips and tricks written down of just me being bored on the train spieling to you guys about shit that I think is really helpful for you guys. Yeah, it'll bring value. It's good. I don't want to just hawk shit at people. Hey guys, look at this fucking watch. Boom, 500 bucks. Nah, not like that. But anyway, yeah, if you guys like that, you know, do all that shit. And also, yeah, just write down in the comments, do you have any other questions regarding winter in Japan, especially saving money for winter in Japan? And I'm just curious too, like, how do you guys deal with winter wherever the fuck you are? You know, how do you stay warm, and whatever. Anyway, leave that down in the comments below. And, yeah, I guess that's it for today's little Tkyo ramble, Tkyo rant. If you guys liked any of these other rants, go to my, and go to the main Tkyo-sam page, and there should be a fucking playlist of these up until now. And anyway, that's all for now. Love your faces, and you all stay black. Yeah, buddy. Woo!